Welcome to RV Retirement Redesign, where we are redesigning and redefining. We're redesigning our retirement and redefining RV living, not because we want a cheap way to survive, but because we want to thrive in this new season of life on our terms. So there are several ways that you can actually expand the storage you have in your RV. Obvious ones are things like if you have a loft. Well, obviously, if nobody's going to be sleeping in that loft, then you can turn it into storage. Now, the trick is, in order to make it usable storage, you really need to be able to organize it. You need to put it in appropriate storage containers. You need to label it. And you even need to make a little map so you know what you have and where you have it. Now, while this idea is not quite the ability to expand it into a larger space, it certainly expands your availability to the things you like to have close to you in your kitchen. So by having all these little containers and making a puzzle out of it, figuring out what it is that you like to have when you're cooking, when you are working in your kitchen, ease of access if you've got kids for cereal and things like that, and then have it right at your fingertips. Once again, having everything labeled makes it so much easier to find what you're looking for and to be able to put it back when you're done. Now, everybody's space is a bit different, and certainly our closets are all different. So this is an idea, not something for you to necessarily copy. But knowing how much space you need in an area allows you to expand your mind, broaden your ideas as far as what you can actually utilize that space for. In my case, I really wanted more drawers than hang-up space. And I needed to be able to see what was in those drawers. So by finding these plastic drawers and just using a little bit of the hang-up space and actually making more space to hang things up on the side was ideal for me. Some of the best space that we have found is actually in our living room. So we have this space in our L-shaped couch area. And because of the way the RV slides in, there's this big, large space to allow that to happen. We're stationary, so it doesn't slide in. So we are able to utilize that space in a very innovative way. So this end table that you see here actually opens up, and because it has an electric outlet plugged into the wall, it gives us two additional outlets and two additional USB ports right next to our couch in the middle of our living room, and allows this space here on the corner right in the middle of the living room to be incredibly fun. Now, speaking of this couch, the other thing that we found, again, because it slides in, we actually looked underneath the corner seat and found a huge amount of space under those cushions. It was completely empty, and because we don't use the slide in, all that space was going to waste. Bob cut a hole into the fabric to expose the space, and yes, even Izzy got into the act a little bit. And then we put the little plastic containers in there, and now we have great storage. In fact, we have space for 6 of those containers underneath that space. And finally, in that space behind the couch and right next to the end table that we have space for because we don't have a slide out, we have room for this extra cabinet. And I'm telling you, this was the best thing that we brought from our home because our kitchen is so small, we didn't have a lot of cupboard space. I have all my silverware in here. I have most of my everyday dishes and bowls and things like this in here. And I use this all day, every day. So there you have it. There are 5 ways we were able to expand more storage in our RV. Now, again, your RV is going to be very different than ours. So some of these ideas are definitely not going to work for you. But I hope it gave you the stimulus to do some checking. Find out what's underneath cushions. What could you use a space for a little differently than you currently are? You never know how your horizons might expand as well. So did you like this? Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. We've got more coming. Thanks. We appreciate you.